Good morning, everybody. This is Bob Iacchino along with Mike Arnold. It is June 15th. This is an AM Path Chat covering the Forex markets. Quick update, some of the overnight news, most important being Bank of England left interest rates unchanged, left their asset purchase targets unchanged at 435 billion sterling. Corporate bond target unchanged at 10 billion sterling. The interesting part about it is it was a 5-3 vote. Markets were expecting only one of the central bankers at the Bank of England to dissent, but it was a split vote, 5-3. So the pound is getting a little bit stronger, as Mike will show you. In terms of other overnight economic news, the Swiss National Bank, Switzerland's central bank, also left their rates unchanged. They're still at negative rates, negative 75 basis points on the sight deposit rate. 3-month LIBOR lower target range is negative 125, and the upper target range is negative 25 basis points. We are awaiting initial jobless claims in the U.S., continuing claims, and Canadian existing home sales. Those are 7:30 and 8:30 respectively. We're also waiting for industrial production in the U.S., which is expected to be up 0.2%. Housing market index in the U.S. expected to hit 70. And then today at 3 o'clock Central Time, believe it or not, this afternoon, Bank of England Governor Mark Carney will speak. Now, that speech was always going to be important, but in light of the 5-3 split at the Bank of England, it's going to be a little bit more important. Reports out that Special Prosecutor Mueller in the U.S. is going after President Donald Trump for obstruction of justice. So we'll see if that adds any pressure to the markets yesterday. We already know, we talked about it in the update yesterday afternoon, about what the U.S. Fed did, what the U.S. Fed said, and the effects it's having on the markets. And we got another bearish crude oil number, but I'll cover more of that in this afternoon's futures path chat. Having said all that, let me turn it over to Mike to let you know what he's seeing on the charts. Mike, it's all yours.
Thank you very much, Bob. Euro US dollar. See the big move up yesterday, then collapsing back down. Don't have a trend line redraw, but we most likely will tomorrow on the upside. Right now, we're trading just below our rising trend line and our prior defining point for our prior trend line that's now been removed. If we continue down, especially if we close below this trend line, we're watching for a move down to this 111.37. We may just hit it intraday, though. That's the end of this clear path. So that's the first level of support we're watching for. Then if that's broken, we have a little cluster in here from about 111.24 to 111.14, and then we don't really have anything. There will be some probably minor support coming in at the 111.07. Then we enter another segment of clear path, and we could see a drop to the 110.67, where we have a rising 50 EMA and a 50% GAN level. If we turn around and go higher, then the 111.81, where we have a hooking 21 and the 25% GAN level is going to be key. Then we could see the 112.05, and if we do get back through that, we're going to be watching for the 112.36 as resistance. Switching over to the pound US dollar, so we were lower on the day after the rate announcement of the Bank of England. It turned up. It's now tested a prior GAN level 37.5, the 127.92 area. It's going to be first level of resistance. If we get through that, we have major resistance coming in about the 128.06, flattening 50 and 50% GAN level. If we get through that, then we'll be watching for about the 128.31. If we do pull back, we're going to have some support right about the 127.55 area, right in here. Then we'll be watching the key area of 127.26 to 127.21. If we fall through that, we'll be watching the retest of today's lows, the 126.90 area. US dollar, Japanese yen, still trading within yesterday's range. So far we still have an inside bar. It has rallied up and touched the declining trend line, which has been in place for a while. So on another rally back up, if it does get back through the 110.24 significant level, watch for a retest today's highs, 110.31. If we get through that, we're watching for the 110.52. And then once we're through that 110.92 area. On a pullback, you're going to get some minor support coming in about the 109.73 area, right around here. Then we'll be watching for a return to today's opening area and the lows coming in about 109.34 to 109.26. If that is broken, watch for retest of yesterday's lows coming in about 108.81. US dollar Swiss came down yesterday, tapped the rising trend line, rallied back up, hit the 25% gain level, pulled back. So far today, we've had a pullback to the rising and hooking up 8, and now we've rallied up through yesterday's highs at 97.35. Continued rally. This was a close yesterday above this declining trend line into a clear path move, so we are expecting this to continue to rally over the next couple of days and eventually hit the 97.85 area up here. That's our first level that we're really targeting. We're going to have some minor resistance coming in at the 97.55 area, about where it's trading, just slightly higher than where it's trading now. If it does turn around and pull back, 97.35 first level support, 97.29 is going to be next level. We also have a hooking 21 coming in there. If that's broken, watch for a retest of today's lows, 97.01. Aussie US dollar. Big ranges so far yesterday and today. Now it's found some resistance at the significant level where it did open to 75.93. It rallied up, couldn't get to yesterday's highs and collapsed back down, rallied down below, slightly below yesterday's lows. It's really wide range. If it heads lower, watch for 75.69, first key level of support. Then we don't really have anything down until about the 75.36 to 39 area, then 75.28. Again, rally back up 75.93 first level. Next level is 76.02. Then we'll watch for retests of yesterday's highs right around the 76.35 area. US dollar, Canadian dollar. Very big move today. Rallied up through the rotation zone almost to the declining 50 and fell back down. So on a continued move back up, 132.97 to 133.05 first level resistance. Then we'll be watching for the 133.31, then the 133.52 area. If it falls back down, support's going to come in probably about the 132.71, followed by today's lows, 132.25. And then if we get through that, we'll be watching for the 132.11, and then possibly down to the 131.64, which was yesterday's lows. Finally, US dollar Mexican peso did hit our gain level projections, went beyond them. So now we can project new ones, which you'll see lower. So far, we're rallying today. We've run straight into the 8 EMA, about 18.15.60. So that's, if we rally back up there, that's going to be our first target level. If we get through that, then we're looking for the 18.24.58, which is a couple gain levels and end of a clear path, a simple clear path. If we do get through that, then we'll be watching next major key level of 18.36.08. On a pullback, some support can come in at 18.07.50. Then we'll be watching for 18.01.58. Then a return to yesterday's lows, 17.90.07. Eventually, if we do get back down and head to make new lows, we'll be watching for 17.78.57 in the longer term. That's all we have for you. Back to you, Bob.
Thanks for that, Michael, and thank you guys for watching. Make sure and check out all our path chats today. Mike's Bitcoin trade hit all its targets. We'll put out a Bitcoin update later in the day. Possibly look at some Ethereum if there's something to look at, but if not, it'll be short. Cheers, everyone. Hit like and subscribe if you like what we're doing, and we'll talk to you in the next path chat.